Rex coming back at you with another Euchre strategy video. This is an odd discussion that actually came up on the Euchreverse Discord page. Basically, see here, Taco Bob. Um, you'll notice him a lot out of my league videos because he's in the same division as me. He's sitting in first seat. The nine of spades is up. He's got a loner in spades if he calls it, but he also has a loner in clubs if he passes. And he's got a guaranteed. If he gets back and he calls clubs, it's guaranteed he's going to get it no matter what. It can't be stopped. Just gonna lead the Jack, Jack, Ace out. Then the 10 is good, and then you have the Ace of Spades. There'd be no more. Jack, Jack, Ace would suck out all their clubs. So the question here was: is it better to call in? And if the opponents call it, you got a guaranteed um, euchre for 2 points. So the question was: is it better to go spades? Are you going to get your loners enough to make up for when you don't get to call it in clubs? Either way, you're going alone. If you pass and the opponents call it, you automatically get 2 points. If you pass and they call it second round, you get 4 points. If you call first round, there is a chance that you don't may call five tricks. So basic question is which decision is better? What are the odds that an opponent calls? Because that's the 2 point option if you pass. C2 would call on the three remaining trump, which they have a 1.23% chance of getting. I put this into a card calculator. We put the number of remaining cards, the number of good outcomes, and a number of those outcomes. You're looking for like the total number, which means there's all three trump. You'd have to get all three of those in five draws. Two trump and an ace. There's a 6% chance. Seat four will call with two trump cards and one trump and two aces. So the odds of this, which would be a two trump, two ace hand. So basically, the total odds that it gets called if you pass, assuming they would make those calls, which a lot of people would not make any of those calls, it seems too thin. So that would be a super aggressive table. You're looking at about a 27.25% chance, which would be the highest odds of a call, I would say, in this pretty much, unless they're donating. But at 6-6, if you donate, you're going down 8-6 and handing the deal, so you're probably going to lose. It's like a 74% chance you lose that game. What are the odds of spades getting stopped? Chance the opponent has, if you call spades, a chance the opponent has two clubs, which would stop that spades call. Any two clubs that are out there, 17.16%. Opponent has two clubs and an ace, it's a 6%. So we're saying they'd hold the ace, which would leave 11.16% over from the 6% that they would hold it. So the odds are 22.32% because you have two opponents who both could have chances at having two clubs without an ace. There's only two aces left, so that's a 22% chance that you get held to just 1 point on this hand if you call it. So expect the value of each call in spades. Take all five tricks 77.8% of the time. So when you get called alone and make it, that's 3.11 points per call. You take three or four tricks, you can't take less. 22% of the time, that's an EV on stop loners of 0.22 points. So you're looking at 3.33 points per call. An excellent call. That's almost as good as it gets for a call. But if you look at the expected value of clubs, if you call it a loner, which you can 72.75% of the time, you're going to get it. The EV on passing is 2.91 points when the loner goes through. What you euchre your opponents on the rest of those, which gives you a EV of 0.55 points, which your EV for passing on the spade and then calling clubs is 3.46. So it is a little higher EV. This chart here shows your chances of winning. Remember, if you don't get the loner through, if you get the loner through either way, you're winning. But there are chances where you don't. So if you have 8 points as the dealer and your opponent has six, it's a 74% chance of winning. If you only have 7-6, it's a 61% chance of winning. So the non-successful hands are much stronger if you pass and then call. So answer: pass the spades, call clubs alone. Spades does win 77.68% of the time on the spot. But if in the other chances you're up 7-6 with the deal, 22.3% of the time, and your win percentage comes out to 91.30%. Clubs, you win on the spot 72.75% of the time. But your deal, you're up 8-6, 27.25% of the time. Um, and your win percentage comes out to 92.9% if you pass and if you pass the spade and either call clubs or they call it on you. So basically, in this hand, even though it's very close, you're still got a 1.6% chance better win percentage, slightly better expected value. So either option is good, but calling, passing on spades, and then going trumps and clubs alone if you can is the better option here. Thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe, comment, and have a great day.